63.
Next item on the agenda is 2020-0360 Workforce Innovations and Opportunity Act, WIOA, and we're going to defer that tonight. Next item, 2020-0361 Parish President Remarks Report. Mr. Jewell.
Thank you, Chairman. We'll start with a COVID update. Today, LDH reported 3,297 cases for St. Charles Parish as a total, and then 71 deaths. That isn't just a one-day total. That's total cases this year. Sorry about that. So we've had 3,297 total cases, 71 deaths. There is an uptick in a couple of deaths that we had. Unfortunately, we have seen an uptick in cases per day. Our hospitalization rate in St. Charles Parish remains low. I know that all the talk right now is about the vaccine. So COVID vaccine update, what I know and what I can give is that last week Louisiana received its first allocation of the Pfizer vaccine and is expected to receive doses of the newly authorized Moderna vaccine as well. Vaccines are currently being distributed to medical staff and personnel needed to operate our major hospitals. Those are Tier 1 hospitals. Soon, nursing homes, long-term care facilities, and residents, long-term care facility residents and staff will receive vaccination, as well as the Tier 2 hospital systems, as well as EMS and firefighters. It is yet to be determined as to when the vaccine will be available for public distribution. However, our EOC remains in contact with GOSEP regarding the vaccine and stands ready to assist for when the distribution time comes. A lot of people talk about EOC and what the plan is. We do have a pandemic plan at the EOC. It's not really circled around responding to a pandemic, more in regards to distribution of a vaccine. Unfortunately, a lot of these pandemic plans circle around bioterrorism and pandemics that could come from bioterrorism. A lot of those you would take with a pill, a vaccine with a pill. So we will be having to work with the hospital, with the Louisiana National Guard for distribution if we do like a mass distribution of a COVID vaccine. Obviously, a lot of logistics involved. You got to keep it cold. The Moderna vaccine doesn't have to be as cold as the Pfizer vaccine. In fact, the Moderna vaccine can stay 6 months in a normal freezer and be stable, and is stable in a refrigerator, a normal refrigerator, for up to 30 days. But the logistics part comes in because you need two doses. So we're working on that. The state fire marshal is working with GOSEP in how to distribute the vaccine to firefighters. I know our firefighters in St. Charles Parish have been polled to see who wants the vaccine, and they'll be working on getting the firefighters the vaccine. You have a copy in front of you of the residential, commercial, residential, and water rates, effective January 21st, 2021, in accordance with Parish Ordinance, our Parish Code of Ordinance, Chapter 23, Article 1, Section 23-3. There's an upcharge of 1.4% cost of living. Again, Code of Ordinance says that has to happen. There's also a 1.4% increase on solid waste. So that's your trash collection, and that will be conveyed to residents on their water bill. There'll be a little tab at the top letting them know that the new water rates will be posted online. So this will be online as well. I do plan to get this to Michelle for distribution to the council, but wanted to have a physical copy in front of y'all tonight. The Department of Parks and Recreation is working to update its master plan to ensure that we can create a sustainable and valuable program for our residents. We want to capture the opinions of all of our residents, and we're encouraging everybody to participate in our survey. St. Charles Parish has shared that via our Facebook. It is also posted on our website. It's posted on the school's website as well. So we want as many people as possible to take that survey. It only takes a few minutes of your time. You can also find it at www.scpparksandrec.com. Again, it's on the homepage when you go to our site. We want to serve the recreational needs of all residents of this parish, not just our traditional football, basketball, baseball, soccer folks, but we want to service people of all athletic abilities, all ages, whether it's the traditional or leisure activities. So we really want people to give their input. That way we can guide the direction of the department. Again, while tax collection for October was down about 7%, in 2019, from 2019. Year-to-date, we've experienced about a total decrease of 1.1%. So there has been fluctuations throughout the year. We will get December's tax numbers in January. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as we continue on in 2021. Lastly, we have job openings. We're currently looking for a community services application clerk, an equipment one operator, or equipment operator number one. Additionally, our SCP Works job board continues to grow with openings from private businesses throughout the parish. To see all the opportunities, please visit the parish website at www.stcharlesparish-la.gov/SCPWorks. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Mr. Jewell. Any questions for Mr. Jewell? Ms. Perrier?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thanks for that report. While we're on the topic of water bills, I have been contacted by a few in my district in the recent past about the fee that we charge for our online service. I know you probably thought I was going to say something else, but that's what it was. And I know that's strictly an administrative function, but I just, while we're on the topic, it's kind of the auto draft is really great from what they all say. But if there's someone that wants to pay online, monthly, the date that they choose within their window, the fee is much higher in comparison to some others, and the system's a bit antiquated. So just maybe, that's something we can look into coming in the new year.
Sure. I actually met with, I believe the company is called Paystar.
Okay.
Not too long ago. They are going to be updating their system. So the antiquated part should be getting updated.
Good.
As far as the fee goes, I'll have to look into the fee exactly. I know myself, I just auto draft.
I do too.
But I have not seen the exact fee for that. And of course, Paystar it is a subscription service, so that fee is being used to pay for that subscription.
Sure. And I know that somehow you have to recoup the cost of the processing, but I think in comparison, it's a little high. These days, the fees are usually pretty minimal.
Sure.
But
We'll give it a look.
that's all I asked. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Ms. Belloc?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Jewell,
Yes, ma'am.
do we know how many children in our school systems are positive or tested positive, or
I don't have.
that number in our total that you gave us?
Yes, any St. Charles any resident of St. Charles Parish, any person who lives within the boundaries of St. Charles Parish who receives a test and is positive would go into this 3,297 number. Now, remember, this is the number of cases since the very beginning, since we started testing. So this is not the total of people who are currently positive. There's, I forget, I haven't looked at the website today.
You answered the question right there. That's not the total number, because I was concerned with that.
No,
being
this
the
is
total
not a current number, but this is how it's being tracked, is saying this is how many cases we've had in St. Charles Parish. I think it's hard just because of how people carry the virus and when they show symptoms, when they not show symptoms, to show how many current active cases. Because remember, and I don't know if this is still the case, but they wanted you to take 2 tests to be negative, to be considered, that you've recovered. And I know not a lot of people are doing that, right? So now they're just telling you the quarantine guidelines. After you take a negative test, you can come back to work, or, you stay out for a certain period of time after you stop having symptoms. So I don't like how that number's reported. I'd much rather be able to tell people, how many active cases we have, but a huge portion of this number is a presumed recovered. Again.
Okay. I was just concerned because I know I've seen some cases, and I didn't know if they was ever reported or counted. So
Yeah, if they take a test,
Right.
it's reported to the LDH.
okay.
What's our percentage right now for the parish? Do you know
Percent
offhand?
positivity, Samantha, do you?
4.9, right?
I wish. I can get that for you.
Yeah, okay.
4 people need to get tested.
I think it's 9.
2 weeks ago,
2 weeks ago, it was 11.4, I believe, and now we're down to like 9.6. So that the new positivity numbers will come out again on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
Right direction at least.
Yes,
Right direction at
right,
least.
yes. Mr. Fisher?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Matt, you talked about sales tax collection was down 1.1% in October. Do you have any initial numbers for what November was?
I think and maybe I misspoke, but it was down in October 7%. So I was just kind of giving an idea of the fluctuation. We've had I think 1 month this year we were down double digits. I think it might have been July. So a few months down double digits, but total year-to-date in comparison is 1.10. So again, we won't know that full picture because we're gonna get our December sales taxes in January. Grant, do you want to elaborate any?
And we should be getting November's this week. So we always get it in two portions. The largest portion should be this week, hopefully tomorrow. We usually get them on the 23rd, but they might get it to us earlier, so I'll know this week. And then, of course, the final payment comes at the end of the month, which is always a smaller one. But it'll give us, whatever it is, it'll give us an indication of how we're looking for November.
Kind of curious because when Corey did his economic development for October presentation, he said his consumer spending was up 35% in October, which, I mean, it's pretty good. I'm just wondering, I hadn't seen anything for November, kind of traditional kind of stuff. I'm just kind of hoping that it falls in line.
I mean, I'm thinking, anticipating with the holiday season that November should be up, but, we should know this week, though. We'll know for sure.
I know that nationally we had like a record Black Friday. So,
Right.
I mean, I hope that translates.
Yep.
So I guess we're feeling a little bit better about where we were 3-4 months ago, and when we were looking at budgets and stuff like that. So, okay, I appreciate you staying on top of it, because I know we got a lot riding on it.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Any other questions for Mr. Jewell? Thank you. Ordinances,